Babe, how was the ball?
Great.
That's all you got?
I don't know. I feel like we had a night that we hadn't had in a long time. So.
What ball? How?
Nurse's ball at the ball center, which was lit, extra lit for us. And I was thinking about this earlier. Everybody was like, well, my friends, they were like, so everybody was like, the parents, like that's what they were calling us, the parents.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, y'all had such a great time. I'm so excited for y'all. So it's like, it's funny to see how like we can have, you know, that one night to just be free and do whatever. And like, that's the response. I like that.
Me too.
Even though we still got up very early the next day.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. We went to sleep way earlier than the rest of the people.
I mean, it was late for me.
It was late.
It was late for me, so that's why I was like, why did I not sleep in? Like, why didn't we take advantage of that? But it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, we enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, it was worth it.
And
yeah, I don't even know when we'll have another time like that. So
I believe the youngsters say a time was had.
A time was definitely had. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
A time was definitely had.
Shout out to
let's see.
Naj. Amani. These are people that we were around the most. Yeah, shout out to everybody at the SULC.
Yes.
And yeah, the time was that. It was a great time. We got did up. We got done up. Should I put pictures right here?
Approved. Approved ones you can. Approved pictures.
Law students be like. Anyway, all right, you ready?
Am I? Well. Yeah, I guess I kind of know the topic, so yeah.
What up, dude?
What up, dude?
Welcome to another episode of Taking the Stage. I'm the math guy, Steve. This is Paige babe. Shout out, gang, you heard me? In this thing. Okay, so, Paige babe, what's the news today? News of the week?
First of all, the news of today is...
Literally today. Okay.
Literally today. A certain someone. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. A certain someone has seen another one.
Ooh, what is that?
A new year. A new year, as we call it.
Becomes a new year.
Big Miller.
Big Mel.
Four.
Big Mel. How many?
Yes.
Bell.
4.
Melody. Today.
Mm-hmm.
Melody Zariah. Yeah. Yes.
It's so funny because I know we always call her our New Year's baby, but she is literally like days after me every time.
Yeah.
And every time we act like it's not.
Yeah.
We're always scrambling. Then we're like, why are we even trying to plan something? We cannot.
Not on.
We have so many other things to do. So.
Yes. Today, Melody Zariah turned 4 years of age. It's been 4 years. It does not seem like 4 years.
Sometimes it feels like it has been, and sometimes it feels like it went by quickly.
I DM Jabs today. Jabs said, "There's no way it's been 4 years." I said,
"Yeah."
I literally thought about her first birthday today, and I was like, "There's no way that was 3 years ago." It was just me.
It was the beginning of COVID.
Yeah, it was just me.
Her birthday
party was
the week that everything shut down.
But that's what I'm saying. Her birthday party.
Yeah.
was on Zoom, and the only people that were in the room were me, you, her, and Jabs.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "There's no way."
She fought for that one because we were like, not around this new baby.
But Jabs, literally was her second mother or her third parent essentially. And so it was just it's been crazy that was 3 years ago.
Bruh.
And it was 4 years ago that we went in that Friday, and then it just seems like it was yesterday.
Not expecting to come out with a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just going to the hospital. Well, to me, I thought, both of us, we were just going to the hospital.
It was a checkup.
And then, so anyway, that is the news of the day for sure. That is
absolutely.
Shout out, gang.
Shout out.
Soraya, you heard me. Soraya.
Yeah, Big Y. Okay.
You heard me, Big Y.
Big Y.
Big Yo. The shine.
Big Yo.
The shining of Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, Yoda is.
When I say, do you know how to explain it?
Okay. Yah is the Almighty's Hebrew name. Okay.
You gonna cut all that out?
No, I'm not. And then it's spelled Yod Hey, and so Mel's middle name spelled Zariah with Yah in it. Mm-hmm. So Big Yo. Anywho. Okay. So today's episode, what I wanted us to get into was speaking of Mel, about these churn.
Not sure.
There's a popular topic that I've read on message boards and Twitter and things like that about the difference between raising your first child or bringing up your first child versus how you do things with your second child or your next child or further children. And so let's just address that. Just are there any differences? Do we? So just how we treat our first child versus our second child, or our first child versus further children. So that's fine. That's good to address. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Okay. First, how people parents and how humans interact. So I think that the reason I put that up on the docket is I think that's the overall thing we're trying to address, right? It's just how people parent, but specifically how we parent, and then just how I think that in general kind of affects how we interact with other people. Right, because we're parents, and then we're with a baby every day. We have to raise them. We have to learn more about them, or now multiple children, and so just how we interact with other people.
Yeah. Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was about to say I think that if this, I know you said first child versus second child, but I also think that this would be like the bigger picture of it, like how the type of parents that we are. Yeah. With our children, because we have a commonality in that we both are the older siblings. So we have always taken like a leadership role and a more assertive role. So it was, kind of, I won't say easier, but we kind of fell into the role of being parents, I guess a lot quicker. I don't even know how to explain it.
Smoother.
It was more seamless.
Yeah, seamless. Yeah.
Even though it's still hard.
Yeah.
However, that transition, it wasn't as like stark, I guess.
Yeah. It wasn't a shock to our normal routine, because if you listen to
it's a huge sacrifice, and we're used to sacrificing. Well, at least I know I am.
so if you listen to and watch this podcast,
you should know the background.
We've been Momo and Papa, Steve and Paige, Paige and Steve for the longest, right? So literally since what, undergrad? Been since Ben. Long enough. So and that's because we were firstborn children, and because we're just that, I don't know, style of friend or family member,
right?
So that definitely plays a part in it for sure. But also, I think even more so when we had the second child. Now it's like, okay, we did this, and we were raising our firstborn at first, but with our second child, it's totally different style of play, essentially, right? I'm talking sports wise, style of play, right? Just it's totally, you used to have Shaq dunking on people. Now you got Steph Curry dominating with threes. It's a whole totally different style of play.
Like, I think that with both of them, their personalities are so different.
Yeah.
So raising them is completely different. Also, the person I was when I had Mel is completely different from the person I was when I had third, which is completely different from the person who I am now. It's just you continue to grow and to learn and to evolve.
Not to mention, it's completely different from the person that you were when I first met you. Right?
Exactly.
So it's all a continual thing of growth, of maturity. Yeah.
So it's not like how on that commercial where it's like, first baby, clean your hands. Second baby, you throw them in the trash or whatever. It's like, no, still clean your hands. Yeah. However, I'm tired this time around. I was tired last time.
Look, you putting a cart before the horse, bitch.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Let's get it. Okay. First thing everyone is drop pacifier.
Okay. How
are you when Mel used to drop her pacifier? You used to drop Mel's pacifier. How was that? So now let's first let's preface it.
Go ahead.
Let's preface it with that Mel didn't really have a pacifier.
Neither one of our kids ever had one.
Also true.
Yeah.
Also true. But Mel did have a pacifier.
We tried to force her to have one because actually we never tried to force her to have one. I feel like everyone else is like, this is what you're supposed to have.
Yes.
So we didn't really know. Yeah. And she would literally just spit it out every time. Yeah.
But my reference is when we would try pacifiers with them, once it dropped, then.
So I would equate the pacifier to the teasing toys.
Okay, yeah.
Because we would also give pacifiers for just teasing toys because they like to chew on them and stuff, but they didn't actually suck them. Yeah. So when they would drop them, to me, I guess because I was raised around kids, being that we were the oldest set of grandkids. So all of my cousins had kids. So it wasn't that big of a thing to me, to pick it up and you pop it in your mouth sometimes if it's not that dirty. But most of the time,
the one right here.
Yeah. Or if you have a cup of water, if we're at a restaurant, if we're somewhere where I'm not familiar, I would be like, can I get a hot cup of water or something, so you can have something to switch it around in.
But did you?
Or I would bring multiple.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but me, for bacteria's sake, I would always.
Don't say me. We on a podcast.
Oh,
that's the whole point. Well, people don't know. I've been doing it for a long time.
For bacteria and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If we're out and about, I'm gonna ask for, especially if a baby is that small, I'll be like, no, can I get a glass of warm water, hot water? To dip it in, or if we have something where we could bring some hot water, or just bring multiple.
Yeah.
Nowadays they have the wipes where you could just wipe them off. I don't really trust
not the alcohol wipes though.
No, they have the wipes that's specifically for the trays, you wipe that off, stuff like that. But between the first and second child, with something like that's going in their mouth, I think that I did the same thing.
Yeah, you were rather careful.
If we at home, I might do the 5-second rule. Okay. But if we're out,
and that's what I'm saying. You were a lot more careful with this version of it. With that, you knew it was going to be something that they were ingesting, or potentially ingesting, whatever.
But it was I was never like, oh my goodness, it fell on the floor. Because in my mind, I'm like,
with either one of them, you were that.
He don't like it anyway. He don't like it anyway.
Right.
So to me, it didn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about the bottles then? Because the bottles. I know.
So for Mel,
so he didn't really have a bottle.
Yeah. Mel was half and half. She was half breastfed and half express milk. Yeah. Bottle fed and express milk. And so the bottles were very important because that was her main point of sustenance. But at that point where she was really getting it all the time, she was already past 6 months. So she was eating food. However, if we were gone for long periods of time, you have to have all that cleaning stuff. And it's just like so much to detach and reattach and clean all that. I mean, to me, getting in all those crevices and all that stuff, it's soothing to me, but I can see how a lot of parents find, stuff like that stressful.
Yeah. How it can be, exhausting or...
And then the steamer bags or boiling it on the stove or however you want. Oh, the little steamer we used to have, which was... It's a waste after your first child because it's like, why do you have the bags and the little steamer thing? And you could do it in, it's too much.
Or if it came down to a pinch, we would, just run water through the Keurig.
Right, get some hot water,
So, it was a lot. Okay, what about buying all the things is what I think.
That's more you.
Okay.
That is more you.
Okay. So, okay, I'll give you that. With Mel for sure, every time I go to the store, I get her something, even if it's just the grocery store, even if it's just stickers that cost 50 cents.
I pulled her dinosaur out of my pocket today.
I didn't buy that dinosaur, but...
Dang, I did buy that one. That was during her dinosaur phase.
But it's a valid point that we at least I'll speak for myself. I would buy stuff for her all the time, just because I still even when I go to the store for
the most random things,
I would buy. I still buy him things too. Make sure I buy something for both of them. But for her, it was a lot more like
you'll come home like, well, she said she won. I'm like, she's two.
First of all,
you do that with her too. You do that with him too. It's like, to me, it's like you could play with it in the store, but I'm handing it right back to the attendant and check out. We're not getting this.
So I do that sometimes, but I think part of it is the fact that, and I'll be honest, just like most people say that they, want to do better than, or they want to be better parents than what their parents were, or whatever it is, right? I'm not saying my parents were bad parents. No. I'm saying that part of it that we couldn't always get what we wanted at the store kind of always set with me, where I would always wish, okay, if I have children, I would try to do that for them, even if it's just something that's 50 cents.
But also there's self-control because...
Hold on a second. You be buying this girl dresses and clothes, all type of stuff.
So what I do?
Stuff that she don't need at all.
And I get rid of them.
You do. But you bought them in the first place.
But I get rid of them. I can donate them.
The sticker's going to cost 50 cents. Them things going to be gone today.
Yeah, but I don't know. I got to scrape them up off the floor, scrape them off this, scrape them off that. Look, mommy, I stick your brother. And it's like a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it.
It occupies them. So,
I know now is good. Yes. And I'm not even complaining about it because I don't want to take away from their experience.
Yeah.
It's just the extra labor that has to go into that. It's just like, goodness. Like in my mind, I want to throw away most of their things because it's just too much.
It's most of the things you bought though, buying all the things.
The clothes and stuff?
Yeah.
Go through their clothes.
I've bought none of those things that they wear right now.
And, no, I'm saying go through and see how much they have in there.
I'm just saying, but you say you want to get rid of most of them. I mean,
no, the toys, because I've gotten rid of most of their clothes.
Okay, gotcha.
And so whenever I pack up their toys, it's like, well, they may need this, they may need that, and I'm like, I've gotten rid of like I think that every season I go through and get rid of stuff because, especially if we know that somebody having a baby, or has a child, our child's age,
we don't
or
mean
something
literally
like that.
throw away.
Yeah, like you donate and move on, give away, yes. Yeah. And so with their toys and stuff, the things that are salvageable, I want to be able to get rid of. That's what we grew up doing. We always had, a box where it's like, if you don't want this, put this in this box. And then once it's full, it goes to donation. So that's what I want for them.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of stuff. I'm like, y'all are just two people, okay?
Well, and I think that's the thing that we, again, from first child to second child, that we've learned is that all the things are not needed for them.
Yeah, because most of the toys that they have are toys that Mel had. Like, I don't even think Dirt has gotten that many things. He's only had one birthday.
Clothes, now they don't share clothes, but they do share toys for sure. But I'm saying clothes, toys, whatever it is, we've realized that we don't have to buy them because it's just not needed in the long run. Because they, like you said, they're gonna just discard themselves essentially, right? Where we can just okay, well, we didn't have to buy them in the first place.
Yeah. Like the other day, one of my friends, she was trying to get something for Mel for her birthday, and she was showing something. She was like, "Does she have this?" And it's like $29. I was like, "Girl," I said $5 is her limit because she's gonna play with it once. She's gonna play with it once, and then her brother is gonna want it. Then they just won't want it at all after that. They're gonna forget about it.
Yeah. I mean, but also, I never want to tell somebody what they're, because you don't know.
But they don't know,
But that person is just trying to,
extend,
show their their care for our child. Right. So I also don't want to give them a limit. But I feel you. Yeah. If it was me, $5. That's why I get 50-cent stickers.
For a 4-year-old?
50-cent stickers for 30.
That's why I said, I was like, I'm no longer giving toys. My gifts are going to be things you can use. You want with some clothes?
So you give it to the parent. It's not to the child. You give something to the parent.
Some clothes that can be washed and hung up. Mm-hmm. Like, toys and stuff. You don't know what your kids do with the toys.
Yeah.
Those just end up, especially if it's multiple pieces.
It's not that you don't. Oh, okay. That's what you're saying.
Because remember, you know me. I try to do the Ziploc bags with the alphabet letters and the boards and all this stuff, and it just drives me crazy. And so it's just like, is there an alphabet letter shirt that she could just point at?
The wildest part is that I told Paige earlier that Stephen is now the age that Mel was when we first got to where we are now, to Hammond.
Oh, yeah.
And so because of that, it's like, okay, remember how Mel was when we first got here? That's what Stephen is doing now. Now Stephen's a lot wilder.
But I don't know if you have this, but I will say that with Stephen, it's like the difference in raising him versus raising Mel, which I was talking about earlier today with somebody, was that with her, we had such an urgency for her to meet certain milestones because we knew that Stephen was coming so quickly. And so there were a lot of things that she had to catch up to before he got here.
You said we.
So is it a luxury for him?
You said we.
What?
You had urgency for milestones for her. I didn't actually have those that are the same urgency.
You did because you was the one doing them. I was not partaking.
Oh, no. I didn't have the urgency to do it. I just know better. I know. If they say we got to do it, we got to do it.
Yeah, shout out to my mommy groups.
But I didn't have an urgency for it because I didn't know,
Is that on anything?
Yes, it is. Milestones are on here. But I didn't know any better, but I think that played a good role in it, that I didn't know any better. In that being aloof and just, now I'm not, having that urgency in over stressing myself on that she has to do these things at a certain time or a certain period, kind of played into my, okay, I'm okay with however she grows up, however she, gets there.
Because when you are pregnant, you go through what they call like nesting phases.
Yeah. I'm not faulting. Yeah. I'm not saying this is a bad thing.
What I'm saying is, of course, you didn't know because you didn't have to go through it.
Yes,
and so that's why a lot of times, it's the partner who has to tell you, okay, we need to do this, get this, and put this together, and all that stuff. And so,
but the other side of that
kind
is
of like what it was like, because I didn't know until I started reading about it. I was just
Well, the other side of that is that, or the child doesn't have to do it in that moment.
He says by 7 months. If she does about 7.5 months, is there a negative? See what I'm saying?
It's negative because if I have a child on my breast and a child who I'm trying to teach to walk, it's like, you should have been doing this back when I was still pregnant. So that's what it is.
Now you, wait. All of the suddens, you care about when the child be on your breast. We said 15 months. That child was going to be off your breast.
Steven, what I'm saying is there are certain milestones
I'm talking about Steven's now.
Right.
20.
That's right. He's doing in his own time. But what I'm saying is, remember how we were with Mel? We were like militant almost, trying to get her to get things down because we knew that Steven was coming like very soon. And so that's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't think that was both of our approaches. That's all I was saying. And that was your approach. My approach wasn't there. Wasn't the same. That's all I was saying.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I definitely remember telling you, like, okay,
or
talking to you about, like, okay, we're going to have, it doesn't make sense to have, like, 2 kids in diapers, and we got to make sure Mel is walking, and we have to make sure she's saying certain things so that we know, because I'm going to have the baby. And if I don't know, then how will we know? Like,
I'm just saying, to what you said earlier, we just had, because I didn't experience the same things you experienced with Mel because I didn't birth her. So I was never on that because I didn't have the urgency because you were about to birth another child. So I get it. It was just we just had I followed suit, but I just didn't have that same urgency because there was no way I could possibly have that same I
know I felt like I was getting on your nerves, but it worked out for the good.
Yeah, we're just saying it was just different ways but it's still different ways that we approach it now because Stephen.
Yeah, because
I don't a lot of stuff we do. Things.
I don't know how I would have made it if we had to do all that stuff with Mel with a newborn. Like, I don't think that. Well, I can't even say that I don't think that I would have made it, but I know that it would have been a lot harder because at that point I was already like very tired.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. How we do with other people's opinions? First child versus second child.
Ooh. You want to go first?
Now, Paige, let's remember that we are a good church-going folk.
Sure are. Points. Come on.
So, how we dealt or deal with other people's opinions of our first child versus how we deal with nowadays other people's opinions. What's your take? Would you like me still to go first?
You can go first.
I think that we give very little cares any longer about how
cares. Heartsy.
about what people think about how we raise our children. Now, in fairness, we are experienced only 4 years being parents. Fair enough. Being full-time parents. We've been parents, as we stated.
Come on.
Our entire lives. We help raise.
Responsible.
We help raise. I'm talking about up to the age of 18.
Of people who are parents, though.
We help raise up until the age of 18, each of us. 3 children. Shane Sr., Juan, and Maya.
Only 18?
I said, no. I said up until at least up until. Because
I still cook for them, but I love them.
And I was just talking about, then after that, we had more children. That's all I was saying.
Oh, before all the school friends? Oh, we all Mama and Papa.
Mama and Papa since.
No.
That's the point I was trying to bring up. So, people's opinion on raising our actual children.
But those people don't really have, like, the opinions that we're thinking about. They never talk about us like that.
Well, and I'm saying just general, small, little, every time somebody says something, slight, and I.
But yeah.
with Mel, I used to take it seriously. And
I do want to make it clear that the people you're considering, like who we like, our siblings and stuff like that, they ride for our kids. That's not.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Sorry. We were that was no shade, no tea. Oh, I wasn't trying to. We did help raise them because we were the older siblings. But what I'm saying is, when I used to, I'm just saying my version of it. I used to, when people would say something about how I would raise Mel, actually be like, dang, that's a older person, so they know better. And, they've been around the block. And so now I realize you don't know Mel. So stop talking to me.
You don't know the big M.
You don't know Big M. You don't know Big M. B. Also, you definitely know Steven. But I'm not saying it as in a negative way, honestly. I'm just saying it as in, now I have the realization that my children are my children. I know them rather intently. Actually, I've built my life to make sure I know my children.
Come on, activate.
So now that I know them, I guarantee you can't tell me anything about how I raise my children. Unless it's my wife. And actually, I normally I would say, or someone close to me. No, actually, unless it's my wife.
No, you do take advice.
I take advice.
You mean somebody just like telling, like talking?
Or just saying, this is how you're supposed to do it. And so no, it's not going to happen. No, I take advice from everybody. I learn. I'm continually learning about, that's in general, not just about parenting. But so my point is, I used to take it to heart when someone would tell me something. I'm good on that, B. Because I get too emotional. I used to get emotional about it.
Yeah.
Like, I've been messing up this whole time. I've been ruining my child life. I got to do better.
And I don't even think that people understand that that's how you're feeling on the inside. Of course they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Because to them, in their minds, they're like, well, I'm just warning you.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
You're telling me things that I already know.
B.
You remember that? How emotional I got with Mel? So, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh. Because I don't want to keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I had a conversation with you, and I was like, I said, would it be bad if I just did not care about anybody else's opinion?
That's exactly what you said.
I really did.
That's exactly what you said. Yeah.
Because I was just like, remember I said, I don't think nobody like their kids. Yes. That's what I said. I was like, I don't think anybody likes their kids. Like, everyone I talked to was just like, you're going to be so tired.
Yeah.
Oh, your body's going to hurt. Oh, you're not going to be able to do this. You can't do that. And then your husband's going to do... It's like, okay.
It was all big negative energy, bro.
It was like big negative energy. Yes. And I was like, first of all, thank you for your congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Right. What am I supposed to do with that? And it's like when you're, for one, being pregnant and exhausted is a huge thing.
Yes.
Like, you think I was exhausted because the ball was late.
No, I've seen you way more exhausted.
Like, being pregnant and exhausted and having to listen to somebody is like, I'll knock your lights out. I'm not gonna that. But it's just like,
it's for the birds, bro.
When it's also a little disheartening when you actually go to people. You get a lot of unsolicited advice.
Yes.
But when you actually go to people and you're seeking guidance from people you want guidance from, and then they meet you with that same thing, it's kind of like, okay, so I need to spearhead this like on my own, look at this on my own, and you kind of feel like you're by yourself. And so when it comes to other people's opinions, I'm with you. It's just like, look, if I ain't really want it, then I guess I didn't need it.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
We doing pretty good. We all right. We all right.
But I do appreciate the people who are also like.
And again, it's not about advice stuff. It's about people who would try to tell, okay, this is how you're supposed to do it. That's the part that would get to me. But I'm with you. It was hard enough, especially as a woman who just gave birth to a child, to try to get advice and then be told
and also that's the thing is like you feel hard. Like you're supposed to want advice, but it's like, do you really need it?
I mean, yes and no. It's just too much. Too much information can be overwhelming, and too much wrong information, because we're talking to people who most of the times who are older, like a lot older than us, or raised children 20, 30 years ago.
They don't know. It's gonna hurt.
So is it
gonna hurt?
If you talk to somebody who just gave birth like 2 years ago, that okay, now they can relate a little bit. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they probably can't relate as well. So the information may be a little skewed in what they are trying to get.
I think that's why I like the fact that like when people ask us for information and guidance and stuff, we're always like, okay. Look, we are no experts.
Hardly.
We try.
And we're just telling you.
And that's it.
We're telling you how it works with us.
This is not any concrete information. Like, this is just us.
Do with it what you will.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. What else we got next? Okay. Creating a schedule.
Okay.
With first child versus second child. Now,
with creating a schedule.
What you got? Yeah.
I will say that we have quarantine babies, so. Well, no, we still had a schedule with them because we have always made sure that they want.
So what I'm in a daily schedule.
Dang, that's funny. We always.
Well, and that's what I was going to bring up. So this one, even though it was on the list of things that I found, we're kind of already on the way our lives work. We're on a strict schedule anyway, right? Of how the day's going to work, how the week's going to work, how the month's going to work, how the year's going to work. Ours just kind of we keep to a schedule. We got 2 calendars on the walls right now. You keep a planner. I have my Google Calendar.
Outlook calendar.
Say again? Outlook calendar. Exactly.
Calendar,
we're pretty scheduled in how we do things. So this one, as far as how we raise different children, creating a schedule for them is close to each other. I think the difference was possibly that with Mel, we had a kind of it was a little easier to create a nighttime schedule for her.
When we were talking about the other people's opinions, I wanted to say that another thing that it triggers me? I don't really use that word. But another thing that
grinds your gears.
Not grinds my gears, but that makes me feel a certain way is when I was pregnant with Mel, and just I thought that there was more upliftment in like pregnancy and all, that whole journey. I think that's why I hold that so near and dear to my heart, and I just try to be like, when I'm expressive to women who are bearing children, I'm just like telling the real and what I experienced, and not so much of like not coming from a place of negativity. Like, if you're afraid, I'm not saying like, well, you're gonna be so tired and it's gonna hurt and da da da. It's like, create a mindset. Try to work through things. Like, it's not about you right now. It's about like certain things. It was just, I found that in being pregnant with her, I was a little disappointed. I ain't afraid to say it. I was
disappointed. Of course, not in being pregnant, but in
some of the reactions, not reactions,
rhetoric, probably.
Yeah, and some of the help that I thought I was getting. To me, it felt like people were just like pushing the negative things that they experienced on me. And I understand it's probably for, good reason. Like, just so you know, this may happen and things like that. But also it's like, there's no like conduit, something to like make it easier, make it push through easier. Is it conduit? Or there was nothing to like level it or balance it. And so I had to create that space for myself because I still had to birth this child. So even though I was receiving all of this negative information, I had to internalize it and, process it and make it, I guess, palatable for my child so that she would come out easy.
Yeah.
And so that we would have an easy process.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to bring up is that I was going to ask you why you think that was that you were getting so much negative energy, but it was probably from...
I don't know. I was just, at one point, I was just like, I don't even care what anybody says anymore. Like, because you get so much like unsolicited advice.
I don't give it though.
Yeah, you get so much unsolicited advice. It's just like, at some point, you're just like, I don't even care. Between people giving unsolicited advice and people saying, when you will have the next one, it's like, I'm 9 months pregnant with this first one. Like, what you want me to do?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. When you get into being a parent in the first place, you don't see all those things. You don't know that that's the stressful part. Is all that extra stuff that you didn't know it was going to come into play. That okay, now I got to hear about this from this person. Now they gonna talk to me. Now I got to like all that, like you said, extra information that you have to take in when you're already taking in so much.
Yeah, it's like just give me what I need.
Yeah,
so I can get through this part.
Yeah. Whereas now, that's fine.
Well, like with Steven, I was just like, I don't even care. I still will receive the unsolicited, but
not she don't care about Steven. Not she don't care about Steven. That's not what she meant.
Right.
That's what she meant.
Of course I care about Steven.
It's a joke, bitch. It's a podcast.
The third.
We can make it.
Not you. I'm joking.
You better care about senior too. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, chill.
I'm joking. Okay, not that I don't care about all 3 Stevens. Yeah, my word.
I know you do.
And the one in the back. Goodness.
Stefanos, but okay. All right.
Stefanos. But what I'm saying is, with him, I went in it with the mindset of, I'm not going to talk to anybody about anything regarding this pregnancy unless they really have something directly to do with this pregnancy. And that made me a lot calmer. Like, that allowed me space for me to receive, stuff from people who really cared about me and him. Like, people who wanted to call and check on me. People would call and, like, they would ask or text and ask. Or, like, your mom, she would always bring me to my doctor's appointment. And then, shout out to moms, she would bring me to breakfast after.
You just remember the breakfast.
It was like around the corner from the doctor's office. It was right there. But,
I gotta go to the doctor's office.
Right? And we're like, my mom, she would have mail. Like, things like that. I was able to immerse myself and my child into like a more, I guess, holistic version, which is that's me. And so I really appreciated that part of it.
Okay.
Second go around.
Well, we'll skip that. Okay, so screen time. So, in first child to second child, how do you think that we approach that differently? First of all, that was the most important thing. That microphone picked that up. It was red.
Sorry.
So anyway, So what we should have done was...
It is about to be Buku New Orleans because...
It's my baby. 4th birthday. They can't see black is all black. They can't see
I
all
don't give a mug.
Okay, I got...
Well, my shirt says black is a mug.
Mine says
Shout
black
out.
is the new black. Shout out.
But screen time, I find that a lot of the screen time is just parents being animated as they would be.
Remember what we're talking about? We're talking
like
about
iPads, computers, phones, and stuff like that.
We're not talking about screen time. We're talking about how we treated screen time with Mel versus how we treated it with Steven.
With Mel, honestly, I find that Mel had a lot more screen time than Third. Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I think that our kids, when they don't have screens, they don't care.
Yeah. if it's not like readily available,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, it's not a crutch for them.
Yeah.
She had a lot of screen time because it was COVID. Yeah, we were quarantined.
Yeah.
And Third, he has a lot of screen time because, he got to be Third. That's the only way to keep him quiet sometimes when he eats and stuff.
He has a lot of energy.
Woo,
I thought Mel did,
boy.
man. I thought Mel did. This boy.
He's just, it's not even like it's more energy. He's just more fearless. Like, he is like our brothers.
Yes.
Like, he is their true, like, nephew. Like, he
So
is
to
like
that point,
Shane
Mel's is more,
to the nth power. Like, you remind me of Genesis.
Mel's a lot of energy, but it could be contained.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Shane Sr. and Juan and Steven is similar. That it's just uncontained.
It's like,
it's just go from go.
You gotta pray for them because they be gone. They're never there for you to see them. They be like, and it's like you gotta like kind of catch them when you can.
Where did he go?
Yeah, that's out there.
No, yeah, their energy is more of it has to be active at all moments.
Yeah,
Mel's it can be not contained, but it can be.
That's why she asks for Nene all the time. She always say, "And I want Nene."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They have some energy.
Nene will keep her busy, but keep her tame.
Yes. That Nene knows how to corral. Whereas
Third one, Ran, I want Nene. And you want Nana, and you want fuck. Or she said sometimes you want Ran too.
But I think that screen time is exactly what you said, is that they're, I don't want to say they grew up differently, but
like, I'm not nervous about the amount of screen time that they get. Like, to me, they're not like, F you, mom. Hit me with an iPad. Mom. You know how the kids on TV, if you take the iPad.
First of all, this is a family podcast. We don't say F you, mom. Let's start.
Well, I said that.
Also,
no.
What the deuce are you watching when they say that?
The little reenactments when they're like, if you try to like take the iPad or something, they really be like beating up their parents. I'm like, I could never imagine that.
I'm just saying, what television programs are you watching where?
They don't like Dr. Phil and stuff. I don't watch Dr. Phil. I don't even know what time it goes up.
I was 15 years, never seen you watch episodes of Dr. Phil the entire time.
Well, you've seen people reenact.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
You've seen people reenact.
You pulled that out of it. Blake you, Mom!
Because I keep saying screen time, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, even like my mom group, they're always like, it'll be like a title like screen time, like, how much time do you give the kids? And then like you'll see a whole thread like, girl, I'm just trying to make it at 12 o'clock. I don't care how much time. Then some people are like, well, for brain development and autism, they should have like, I don't give my kids a screen at all. And they get like 5 minutes per day. Like, it don't matter. It's whatever works for you and that child.
I'm with you. You need to get out the mouth.
I know. That's what they told me when I was pregnant. I said, I'm going to be quiet in it. That's me getting out of it. But I like to see what people are saying, so I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what I was trying to say was, I agree with you that the screen time is different for our children, specifically because, Mel literally grew up in quarantine, right? So it was different for her. But like you said, neither one of them requires screen time. I mean, actually,
most times she'd be like,
both of them would
I'm
actually
going to the playroom.
much prefer to be outside.
Oh,
both
yes,
of them.
outside.
Stephen more than anything, but both of them would much prefer to be outside, just doing something.
They took them all y'all vitamins.
Stephen literally the other day just went on a walk by himself. I'm like, boy, and we're in Mississippi in the fields.
He's a runner. He's a runner. He is.
Boy, you can't just do that, man. But that's his thing. He wants to be outside exploring. So
I told somebody that the other day. I think it was Marlon. I was like, he's a runner, so you gotta make sure you're watching him because we were going to do the thing. Mm-hmm. Soon as they get out the car, he runs to the street. I said, I told you. He goes the road. You gotta get
you gotta get
like, he run up the street.
Catch him here? Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's the only two.
And he fast too. He like his mama.
All right. We'll save the rest for another time. Okay. Any last words, Poop?
Once again, shout out to Big M.
Big M. Shout out. Big M. Look,
Big Four.
That's four right there.
Big
1, 2,
Four.
3, 4. You see the 4?
I'm gonna show her that.
That's Big M.
Yes. Hallelujah for her seeing, another one. That's always a beautiful moment. I always get in my feelings every single year. Yeah. But
that's baby girl.
She's here and she made it. I didn't even say it this time, so that's we made it. She is here and she made it.
She made it. Mm-hmm. She made it through another one, boss.
She sure did.
Praise the Almighty for that. Boom. Well, thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Taking the Stage.
Yes.
And
See you next time.
I see you next time.
Bye.
Hey podcasters, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also listen to our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a good one.